Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor,
My name's Hunter too.
and we are back from a long-awaited and much appreciated hiatus from Mississippi State football. We are currently on a winning streak, but it was just good to get away for a while. Even even in a win, it didn't feel great. So sitting at 3-3, coming off the bye week, heading into a span of some away games that seem like toss-ups right now. And it was good to not have to suffer through a Mississippi State football game for a while, right?
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I took the weekend and didn't watch Mississippi State football, so
I didn't even think about it.
it was a good it was a good time.
It was the furthest thing from my mind. So, yeah, it was really, really good. Obviously, today we don't have a game to review, but we're gonna look forward and preview the Arkansas game. That'll be in Fayetteville at 11 a.m. this Saturday. Our team's gonna look a little bit different with some injuries that happened during the Western Michigan game. So we'll talk about those. Do our pick'ems, do our Instagram questions. But before all of that, we wanted to switch it up. So usually AI motivation falls in right here, but it seems like if we do AI motivation, we don't play well. So we're taking one for the team. We're going to be the ones to switch it up in hopes that they switch it up because obviously it's not happening the other way around. So
If this works, my ego is going to be massive.
yeah. So I got three things for the people, for you listener. I have a song recommendation, a movie recommendation, and a book recommendation. So, which one should I start with?
Which one would be the funniest to start with?
Um,
Or are these completely serious?
I mean, I think they're all pretty good movies.
Okay. So give me the song.
Okay. Let me get it. "You Make My Dreams Come True" by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Right? You make my dreams come true. Yeah, that's the song. I think it's an upbeat song. It's fun. It doesn't apply to Mississippi State football because no dream of yours is coming true with that team. So that's it. How do you like that?
Yeah, that's a song.
Certainly a song. Mm-hmm.
The deep cut.
All right. Yeah. All right. What else? What's the next one? Which one do you want?
Give me the book.
Okay. The book is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins.
Ooh, wow.
Kind of a deep cut. Or here's a twofer for the people. Okay. Pardon my take with that quote. Another book. To Kill a No, never mind. We're not going to read To Kill a Mockingbird. On to the movie. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, the second one. I believe. That one traumatized me as a kid because the scene where the person rips the heart out of the other person. My brother used to act like he was doing that to me and act like my heart was still beating in his hand. That was tough.
That happened in The Mummy too.
I don't know.
I was scared of The Mummy.
I was just any of it. I was scared of a lot of. I was scared of signs. Really scared that there were aliens in my backyard. Yeah. So,
Aliens in your backyard you played Chicken Little, didn't you?
no, I had a cornfield in my backyard. I didn't know what was going on back there. But no. So that's our three things you can do to have a better week. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and You Make My Dreams Come True by Hall & Oates. So have nothing to do with each other. They're just all separate and all personally recommended by me.
Is there an order that you would suggest for these?
Really, just any order, but you have to finish one before you start the other. So, and for podcasts, truly anything but what you're listening to right now.
Uh,
Our investors hate that we just said that, but
I would be worried that you said that, but I've seen the listener numbers, and I know the enthusiasm going into Mississippi State. So it's fun times.
catch us during basketball season. So, all right, that segment alone was enough to turn the season around. So
Yeah, I think that's really gonna do it.
yeah, all right. So we're playing Arkansas this week. Like I said, we're playing them 11 a.m. Saturday morning in Fayetteville. Arkansas is not a great football team. They're 2-5 on a 5-game losing streak. The teams on that losing streak: BYU at
Not
LSU.
good. BYU's not good.
No. So BYU at LSU, A&M in Dallas, at Ole Miss, and at Alabama. So they're back home, really on a tough stretch. We looked at their schedule before this season and knew that, I mean, it was going to be bad. It was going to be really, really tough for them, even though they had KJ returning, and it was just their schedule did not lay out well. It's turned out worse than they expected, but they're at a stretch right now where I think they can turn it around, and we're the first game that of that stretch. So it's just they're really bad
in
at
that
football.
5-game losing streak. They only have one loss of 2 scores.
Yeah,
Or I guess that was a 3-score game. Maybe.
right.
I don't know. I forgot about the A&M Arkansas game, but all of them are close games. They seemingly had a chance in, and they just let them slip away.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a stat here. Our 3 losses, like Mississippi State's 3 losses, we're 3-3. Our 3 losses are by a combined 57 points. Arkansas's 5 losses are by a combined 32 points. So we're losing our games by a much larger margin than they are. Obviously, they haven't had their bye week yet, so they have played one more game than us, if hadn't figured that out. But yeah, all that to be said, Arkansas is favored by, was it 9 points going into it? Is it
down to 6.5 now?
Okay. Well, that's a little bit better. It started out as like 9.5 or 10 or something like that, and having that spread against a 2-5 team did not excite me as a Mississippi State fan. I understood it, but I was not excited by it. Yeah, so that's the team as a whole. Just it's the consequence of just a really, really hard schedule and just a kind of an underperforming team at this point. But in terms of like players that they have, what do you have for us, Hunter?
Rocket Sanders is out. That's
Okay.
he hasn't been great this year. He's been banged up. I think he's only played like 2 games, but he hasn't looked like himself in those 2 games. So not really sure how big of a loss that is for them. KJ, yeah, everyone knows KJ's game. Hard to tackle. Luckily, we're good at tackling. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah.
For KJ in this game. Their leading receiver is Andrew Armstrong. He had 1,000 yards receiving last year, 13 touchdowns, and he's leading them in receptions, yards, and touchdowns this year. Look for him to win SEC Player of the Week.
Yeah.
And could Mississippi State make Dan Enos look like a good offensive coordinator? I'm guessing yes.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely say so. Just to go back to KJ Jefferson, like last year we didn't get a chance to see him play. Malik Hornsby didn't start the game. I don't remember the name of the guy that did, but Malik Hornsby took the majority of the snaps and played really, really well against us. Arkansas was not great last year, so we had a pretty convincing win. But Malik Hornsby now plays at Texas State. KJ Jefferson is the guy. We will see him this weekend for the first time since 21. And we didn't get a chance to talk about this game last week since we took the week off. But a third-string MAC quarterback at Western Michigan went 27 of 35 for 262 yards and 3 touchdowns. and that was like a down game for quarterbacks against us. And it was a third string quarterback for Western Michigan.
Did you see what he did
Um,
last week against a MAC team?
I'm assuming he didn't do that.
Okay. It was well, let's just go here. A 34-21 loss to Miami, Ohio.
Hmm.
Um, Hayden Wolf went. He threw for 99 yards.
Yeah, that's that's just no fun. That being said, KJ Jefferson, who last week made a play that Nick Saban in an interview said was the most impressive play he'd ever seen from a college football player, will be playing against our defense, who allowed that against Western Michigan. So, if you are excited about this game, maybe don't be. No,
But if we do win, what does this mean for Sam Pittman? Does he just retire?
It's Jover, baby. It's not good. Is it loser goes home in this situation?
Ours. Well, I mean, okay, if we win this one,
Then we're winning the next week.
yeah. There's issues that start arising with what our record could be.
If we win this week, we're going 8-4, which is crazy. No.
Arkansas is bad enough to lose to anyone by one score.
Right.
But we're bad enough to lose to anyone by like 3.
Yeah. I think you might have watched Arkansas a little bit more than I have this year. The only game I've watched from start to finish from them is the Ole Miss game, and they scored on the first drive of the game. Arkansas did, and then just have like these long stretches of nothing, and then right after halftime in that Ole Miss game, it was like they stormed back, took the momentum, took the lead, and then just gave it right back up, and Ole Miss got away with the win. So I feel like their offense works in spurts. Like KJ Jefferson is just.
I think that's just having good players.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Like
I mean,
sometimes a good player is just going to make a good play.
yeah, and they have an above average quarterback and a really good receiver in Andrew Armstrong. It seems like they're just a very one dimensional team, and sometimes that talent is just better than the defense for a drive. I agree with that, and that's what it looked like against Ole Miss. And I'm assuming that most of these games looked like that too, because even last week against Alabama, Alabama had a 24-7 lead, and Arkansas's defense was just able to stand strong, and they had a couple good possessions in a row and made it a 3-point game, I think, by the end of it. So that just seems to be like what they do. Their defense will just decide to turn it up, and then their offense just clicks for a couple of drives. This week, I don't know what our offense is even going to look like though. Like I don't know how we're going to be able to compete, because I just don't know how Mike Wright is going to handle being a game manager. For us, it hasn't. We haven't seen multiple drives of him, and now he's going to get the game. So, what are you expecting to see from him?
I mean, Mike Wright has like 2 SEC wins
Yeah,
as a starting quarterback, as a much worse team.
yeah,
So, I don't know, and it'd be completely different if Will had been lighting the world on fire this year. He's not.
right.
I don't think anyone's gonna come on and tell someone that, but Mike Wright, he can throw. Like it's not like he has an inability, like we're putting a wide receiver back there.
Yeah.
But he can also extend plays and just make something happen.
Right.
So I'm personally not really worried about the offense. I have no clue what our defense is gonna do.
Yeah, they've had 2 weeks to sit and think about this one, and hopefully something has changed. Yeah. I don't know.
Like
It's
it doesn't
early
matter
on,
what
again.
our offense does when the defense is gonna go let up 3 incompletions against them, maybe if we're lucky.
Yeah. I mean, the best our defense has looked all year against a real opponent was the first quarter against Arizona, but also the first quarter against Alabama. I mean, like our defense looked strong for like the first 3 possessions against Alabama. And at that point, I was like, did we make a change that like actually worked? But no,
There's no
we did
depth
not.
behind it. Like
Yeah,
there's not players.
right.
It's not even like it's the quality issue. There's not enough players.
Yeah. I mean, it's like scary close to like the skeleton of a team that we had in 2020. Like it just
I'd
like
take that defense right now.
yeah. I mean, we're scrappy walk-ons that were just fighting for playing time. That made a difference, I think. I don't know, but in addition to the Will Rogers injury, as we shift back to the offense, Woody Marks will also be out for this game. And I mean, is there a timetable on his return?
He's kind of trending to playing in this game.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really weird.
Well, there you go. I guess that was
so
a
maybe we'll have Woody.
really good timed bye week. But again, something that we didn't get to talk about last week because we didn't do an episode was, the inability to put away a team like Western Michigan. I don't think it caused the. Well, it may have caused the Woody Marks injury. If we were up by 3 scores in the first half, I don't think he would have been running every down.
Personally, a guy like me doesn't think he needed to play in that game, anyways.
Yeah, but Will Rogers gets hurt late in the third quarter, so why is your starting quarterback still in a game against Western Michigan? Because you can't put him away.
Passing.
Right. Also, our kicker gets hurt in that game, which I think he's fine. But it's just like the inability, like I said, the inability to put a inferior team away.
A really bad team.
Like it should be a far inferior team. It's not just like making your team look bad. It's literally hurting your team's chances in future games by injuring players. So yeah, but Will Rogers, I think I saw. I don't know the most recent update, but like 5 to 6 weeks. Is that what it's still looking like?
I'm not sure. They're being real secretive about this.
Imagine that from Mississippi State Athletic Department. So Mike Wright is the guy we'll see this week. Zach Arnett has recently said that Chris Parson is available. We've heard like several different things about that because of a hand surgery that happened and his knee injury from high school. But he still goes through pregame every game and dare I say looks really good in pregame.
I think he also did scout team for us. So like
yeah. So I would be surprised if we saw him, but I mean, if Mike Wright's helmet just pops off, which for a running quarterback, maybe, Chris Parson might get his first snap this week. We don't really know. But anyway, that's really all I have for the Arkansas game. If you have anything else to add.
No, not really.
All right. Well, we will give our pick'em prediction for that game here at the end of our pick'em. Also give a score and some players of the week. But with that, we'll move into our pick'em. So we will be posting these on our Instagram, and we've been getting some really good feedback from these. So really, thank you guys for sending in your picks. We have a lot of fun going through those, seeing who has the best one. And last week, we actually had a 3-way tie at 6-4, which is brutal. 6-4 is the best record. Me and Hunter both went 5-5, but at 6-4, a 3-way tie between Courtney Taylor, Brooks Taylor, and Rusty Witten, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Just had to throw that in there. So thank you guys for sending those in. Congratulations on going 6-4. We'll try to do better this week. Looking at you, Rusty.
Know why they went 6-4 is they didn't listen to us first.
That's true. They would have known who to pick.
Yeah, or to not pick.
Right. All right. So starting off with the week. What is it? Week 8 now? Week 7?
Week 9 maybe.
Who knows? All right, so week whatever, pick 'em. Game number one, we have number 7 Penn State at number 3 Ohio State. I'm gonna let you pick this one first.
I'm going Ohio State here. Penn State is really, really good, but I'm just not sure about like their offense's ability against a high level defense, and Ohio State has turned into a team with a high level defense.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm also going to go Ohio State in this one. I'm really excited about this one, at least to see the score of it. I probably won't watch it, but it probably has higher implications than any game in the season so far. I mean, it's like it almost feels like the winner of this one just punches their ticket to the playoffs. So, um, do both? I mean, does Penn State play Michigan every year?
Uh,
I
yeah,
don't know
all
the answer
all
to that.
three of them play each other.
Yeah.
Penn,
So
Penn State doesn't have like a rival.
right. So it'll be the first of those games, and I think this is just the most important game that's happened in college football this year. So, but I'm going to go Ohio State in this one. All right, and then the third Saturday of October, we have number 17 Tennessee at number 11 Alabama. I'm going to take Alabama in this one.
Yeah, I don't know how, but Alabama.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee has somehow developed like a juggernaut of a defense, but Alabama kind of clicking on offense the past couple of weeks, and yeah, I just like Alabama to do it and get revenge from last year. And I just want to see all the cigar smoke in the air. I know it won't be as much as Tennessee, but which I think that was fireworks, but whatever. I like to think it was cigar smoke. So both taking Alabama there.
Yeah.
All right, I'll move on to game number 3. We have South Carolina at number 20 Mizzou. I just think Mizzou might just win 10 games.
South Carolina is like quite bad.
Yeah.
I'm hearing reports that they beat Mississippi State.
So how bad could they really be?
They're bad. I'm going Mizzou here.
Yeah, I'm taking Mizzou. Yeah. Game number 4, we have an interesting stat with this one. Number 13, Ole Miss at Auburn. You want to remind me who won this game last year, Hunter?
I believe that was Ole Miss.
Okay. That's not surprising. Auburn was really, really bad last year, right? Okay. The only problem with me in picking Ole Miss this year is that it has been 70 years since Ole Miss has won 2 straight games against Auburn. And you may be thinking, well, it's not like they play every year. It is. It is like they play every year. They play every year for the last 70 years. And Ole Miss has not won 2 straight in 70 years.
When's the last time Auburn won 2 straight?
Probably 2018, 2019. I really don't know. It's probably
It's probably
been
1920.
I
They
think you're
won
right.
in the- yeah.
I think Matt Corral might have
Wait,
thrown.
Wait, was it 2021?
I don't know.
I think
You
because Corral did the thing where he injured himself in 21, but did Auburn beat them in 2020?
I'm looking it up right now.
Like, is Matt Corral over against Auburn?
Yeah, Auburn won in 2020.
That's weird. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. For that reason, and literally that reason alone, I'm picking Auburn.
So there's no Hugh Freeze in that one.
I mean
Revenge?
that's certainly in there. I was going to let you touch on that. That stat just cracked me up and put me on a rabbit hole that was like, yeah, State's done that 8 times in the last 70 years. They beat Auburn 2 years in a row. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Ole Miss here. I would like to join you on the Auburn pulling this off because
Yeah.
you
If
beating
we're if
Ole
we're
Miss.
if we were in opposite sides of a bus, I would be looking over at mountains, and you would just be looking at the side of a cliff, Hunter.
Yeah, there's
I-
no
I'm-
fun in this pick.
Yeah. All right. Game number 5, we have another ranked matchup. We have number 14 Utah at number 18 USC. USC coming off of that, just getting blown out by Notre Dame last week, and Utah just Cam Rising just doesn't exist per sources, which are Hunter too.
He's not real. Never seen him. And for that reason, I'll go USC. I don't know. USC is just gonna win. I don't know how people are writing them off as dead. They're gonna win games.
Yeah. I'm gonna also go USC. If you've noticed a pattern, I'm just picking home teams so far. So USC is gonna rebound with this one. Game number 6, we have another ranked matchup. It is number 16 Duke at number 4 Florida State, and this one's pretty easy for me. I'm just gonna go Florida State.
Is this the most important game of the season?
Possibly.
Could decide the ACC.
It'll be the most important game since 11 a.m. that same day.
Yeah, I'm going with Florida State here.
All right, game number 8, we have Wisconsin at
Oh,
Illinois.
you skipped number 7.
Okay. We have Minnesota at number 24 Iowa. Excuse me. Yeah, home team. Go Iowa.
Um, I'm gonna give a little bet tip here. Bet the under, whatever the number is. I know that's like the wow, that's just a casual take. I've watched plenty of Iowa games for no reason. Their quarterback is not scoring. Yeah, I'm going Iowa here. Somehow, after I just said that their quarterback is not scoring, that is the Kirk Ferentz way. Go Hawkeyes.
I'm gonna choose to be a sicko. I'll take Iowa, and I'm also taking the over. So, whatever the number is, I'm taking it. All right, game number 8. As I mentioned earlier, Wisconsin at Illinois. Hunter, you're the reason this game's on here. So, what you got about this game?
Wisconsin. They just lost a 2-score game to Iowa last week. But Braden Lockett, our old friend,
From down under. Nope, he's from Texas.
yeah, it seems like he'll be getting the start for Wisconsin. I'm going against Luke Altmaier at Illinois with Brett Bielema, and Illinois coming off of a big win against Maryland. I just kind of thought this game was a little fun.
Yeah, I like it. Was it? I think it was in 2020. Illinois beat Wisconsin. It was like a big upset, and they stormed the field and played jump around, which I thought was fun. That may have been 2019. I don't know if people stormed the field in 2020.
Yeah, the Big Ten didn't play.
Yeah, it was some year.
It was one of the years of all time.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I'll take Illinois too. Just continuing my trend of home teams.
Yeah, Illinois as well.
All right. Game number 9, we have possibly the matchup of the year in the Armed Forces. We have number 22 Air Force at Navy. And you know what? You may be thinking, Jack, you can't pick Air Force because you've picked 8 home teams up to this point. But the last time I checked, they're playing in the US of A, and they're not playing in the water. So are they really the away team? I'm taking Air Force. 9 home teams in a row. They may be playing in the water. I really have no idea.
If it's raining, do you change your pick?
I should have the ability to.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
I'm gonna go Air Force, but I kind of want to talk about this one. If we were in the expanded playoff timeline, Air Force is looking like a playoff team, and that is awesome.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I love this. Like,
I like it.
I'm glad that they're not going to be a playoff team, but like the hypothetical of Air Force playoffs.
I really don't know how the Commander in Chief's trophy works, because usually it's just the winner of the Army Navy game wins it. But I know that's just because Air Force usually sucks at football. Is that why? I think. I mean, like, Air Force has to have a chance to get it, right?
Does Coast Guard?
Do they have a football team?
They're I can't remember if they're D2 or FCS, but yes.
What about the Marines?
Isn't that just Navy?
That might just be the Navy. Whatever.
I don't know armed forces.
All right, you do the intro for the game number 10. I'll be looking at the Commander in Chief's trophy. Actually,
Okay.
no, it can only be Air Force, Army, or Navy. And Air Force has the most wins of all time. And they've won it the most recently. I'm an idiot. Whatever. Who likes
Yeah, I was like Air Force has been
who likes Service Academy football anyway?
Um,
Not me.
people at like 1 hour of a day on one day of the year watch Army Navy.
People that like put that game on their bucket list or something. Um, yeah. So game number 10, America's game of the week, Mississippi State at Arkansas. 3-3 Mississippi State versus 2-5 Arkansas, which is gross. One team on a 1-game winning streak, another team on a 5-game losing streak.
Surely you're gonna pick the team not on a 5-game losing streak.
I'm gonna hammer Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's it.
I say Arkansas. Right, or you picking Arkansas too?
hmm
Okay. My score prediction: 30. No, Cam Little's gonna get one field goal. I'll say 31-21 Arkansas.
I hate how this works because your scores are always so close to mine. And it makes me change it.
Just stick with it.
34-22.
Okay.
Arkansas.
I like it. Yeah, I really don't know how you could be confident Mississippi State's going to win this game. I know Arkansas's looked bad and has a really rough stretch going here, but I just don't know how you could watch our team play any game since the second half of Arizona and be confident that we're going to win an SEC game. I don't understand it. Arkansas is going to have no problem moving down the field, and honestly, I think 31 points might be a little light for them, but they're going to win the game.
Yeah. So I guess that moves us into offensive and defensive players of the week, and I want to go first with offensive.
Okay.
I think Kyle Ferry. You have any facts about him?
Yeah, every single day in high school for his high school like picture day, he wore a Mississippi State polo. He watched us lose a game to Arkansas one time and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play for Mississippi State one day." Yeah, grew up in Arkansas and now he plays at Mississippi State. There you go.
Well, to be honest, he wouldn't have beat out Cam Little. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's true.
Cam Little's like really good.
He
Yeah.
make like a 60-yarder or something the other day.
Yeah, I don't know. The dude's crazy.
And I think he had his coming out party against Mississippi State in
Yeah.
2021.
At that game, I was talking about how we have a kicker issue. We have a freshman kicking, and I wasn't sure how that was gonna go.
Yeah.
And then the old man was like, "Our freshman's pretty good." I was like, "Dang it, this sucks."
I think we missed 4 field goals in that game, and Cam Little didn't. So that sucks. All right. Yeah, my offensive player will be Mike Wright. I mean, as he goes, our offense will go. I hope he does well. I mean, I'm not wishing like failure on him because why would I do that? And also, like, it's his replacement would be a true freshman. I mean, I don't know how that would look. So I feel like if we have any chance of winning this game, it has to be Mike Wright. So yeah, there we go. Defensively, I'll keep going with what's a pretty safe bet. Just say Sean Preston, saying he'll make a play at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the picks. For mine, I'm gonna go with Guy Chol. I think he might be able to get like 7 minutes per game this year. Um, with Tolu being out for a while, we're gonna have the steal minutes somewhere, and I think he, as a freshman, 6'11", 245, out of South Sudan, I think he can get in there, get some boards. Um, and
How long have you been cooking this one?
I just thought about this and then looked up his thing. Yeah, Guy Chol. Guy Chol.
All right, I like it. Are we playing any more behind closed doors scrimmages this week?
Not that I know of.
That was so weird. Why did we do that? Game of change against Oklahoma in 2023. We snuck out and played this game. Anyway, that's going to move us into Instagram questions, of which we have 3. So thank you guys for sending those in. We have our first ever question from Luke Meyer as our first question. How did our offense still give up 400 yards of offense in the bye week? Well, Luke, I have bad news for you. Or good news, however you take this. They didn't. They didn't give up any yards. What a ridiculous question. Obviously, we didn't give up yards. It was a bye week, Luke. Give me a break. All right. Next question is from Brooks Taylor. What improvements to the stadium and game day experience should be made?
LED lights, drones, chair back seats, better concession prices, better music, better replays. Don't do the old fight song before the game. Stop Bad to the Bone with Bully riding out on this stupid thing after everyone gets hyped.
Stop the maroon and white chant.
Get a good flyover, please. I don't think you have to pay for those. Like, it might just be me, but I think the military's flying anyways. You just call up and ask.
Columbus Air Force Base is not that far away.
I think that might be what we get out of there. We get stupid trainer planes. Let's get some cool stuff. But I digress. No more Richard Schwartz.
On just some logo continuity, I think would be nice. Like, if we're going with state script, just put the state script everywhere.
Oh, move the faculty where they sell their tickets to the opposing fans. I think moving the ESPN camera where it faces the home side would work also. Don't put our worst product out on ESPN. LED lights, once again. We'll probably need more than one of those.
Honestly, truly, after going to, I think, 3 games this season, maybe just 2. I've been to multiple games this year, and the replay situation and just everything with the jumbotrons being out of whack and not being able to like show what's on the field should literally never happen at an SEC venue. That is totally uncalled for, and for it to happen one week is bad. For it to happen multiple times is inexcusable. Like, I don't know how you go the entire off season and don't have that sorted out.
Wi-Fi. Make the scores from around the country actually update instead of being 90 minutes behind.
Student section on the 50-yard line.
Yeah. Do it. Put them on the away side, and then chair back in the student section.
I think that'd be really good.
Sales, finance, few things.
Notice none of this is like
the LEDs are like probably the biggest expense here.
Yeah, but none of this is like close in the other side of the stadium. Like, I don't need a bowl. Like, we don't fill what we have now. I just think there are so many things we could do easy things that like Ole Miss in no way should have beaten us to drones. Like that cannot happen. How does Ole Miss beat us to
And
drones?
their LEDs aren't even like South Carolina's. Like I don't think where the big like field lights do the color changing. They just turn
Yeah.
off the big field lights and it's the ribbon board around the stadium that does the color changing. We just
Yeah.
updated the ribbon board in Duty Noble for some reason. Um, can't be that much more ribbon board.
Yeah. We just like rewarded a team that finished last in the SEC with new
That
ribbon
just had a
board.
brand new stadium.
Yeah.
It didn't need it.
Man. Probably amplify the band a little bit.
Oh, a better team.
Honestly, that's the key to every game day, um, like experience because even like 2018, like I know it's a team that underperformed from what we thought they could do, and I don't know if it was the hype of a new coach or just the fact that we had several first rounders on our team, but like games in 2018 seemed more fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were pulling in more attendance then, so like I know it just seemed like there was more buzz, but like, geez, that's not that long ago.
The
And
scores from around the country used to work.
yeah,
We used to have replays.
yeah, um, yeah. I wish they would do more than they'd put more effort into the game day experience than just like telling fans what color they need to wear. I will say the whole stripe out thing looked good, but when you stripe out your stadium and everybody's gone by halftime because you're losing by 31 to LSU, not that cool, not that good of a look. Um, so anyway, next question comes from Hudson Harris. Thank you for that question, Brooks. That was a really good one and something that we really wanted to touch on last week. Next question and last question is from Hudson Harris. He says, "Do we cover the spread this weekend?" I say no, based on my score prediction. I said we'll lose by 10, but what was yours again? 34-22. So you didn't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. If we keep it less than a touchdown, I would be completely shocked. But anyway, well, that's all that we have for going for two this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Sorry for no episode last week, but we're glad to be back with this one to preview our game against Arkansas. And we should be back every week the rest of the season. For Hunter 2, I'm Jack Taylor. Thanks for listening to Going for Two. See y'all next week. And welcome to the Going for Two after show, sponsored by Ice Dog Hockey. Thank you guys so much for your support over the years. That being said, Luke, what position do you play on the Ice Dogs?
What's the Ice Dogs record right now?
Why did y'all use the humping bully head as the main logo? What went into that thought?
People are asking.
It's not me. I know I just asked, but I'm just a vessel for the people who asked.
Yeah. It's our job as journalists to ask these questions because some people are too scared to ask them. Not us.
Could never be me. I've literally never been scared to approach the humping bully. Except when it's on the floor of my basketball coliseum. I don't like that. Anyway, why did we not just build a new basketball arena?
I don't know. John Cohen. It appears that we spent $50 million on a better concourse
And painting the pound cake.
And better seats for people who don't come to games.
Unless we're 20-0.
We will not be 20-0. So, yeah. can't come to a game. There's a baseball scrimmage.
We've got Lipscomb in baseball. We can't come to this game.
How they expect me to go to a game while the Diamond Dogs are playing UL Cajun Town?
Oh no, I have to go watch us play in Frisco, Texas against Ohio State. How am I supposed to make it to Starkville, Mississippi for basketball? I promise you, they're throwing a crafty lefty. Go watch the NCAA tournament bound dogs.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, one of those sports sniffed the postseason last year. One of them. It was merely a whiff. It was like the LaCroix of the NCAA tournament, but Wade had it.
Well, look, if we made the NIT, we lose that game too. So.
Look, if Shaq Moore makes a corner three, we're reigning national champions. So,
people don't talk about that enough. We had a path.
I mean, what the Final Four was Florida Atlantic, Miami. Probably a good team.
Go ahead. Come on. It was less than a year ago.
Let me think. What conference were they in?
I have no clue at all. Who won it?
Was it UConn?
Oh yeah, it was UConn. They're a dynasty now.
San Diego State. That's who it was. That was who the fourth team. But yeah, I mean, we're better. We're better than one of those teams at least. I don't know which one.
Probably UConn.
It's probably the last one I would choose. But anyway, this is all your fault, Luke. If Shaq Moore makes the three, the Ice Dogs win the cup.
Also, for anyone who was like, "Oh, it was UConn," UConn